Hi there. Very good morning and good afternoon, depending on wherever you're watching me. I'm live today in this live session at 11:30 as promised, and I want to discuss about one company and a sector. So, a sector that is surging at the moment, and a company that has come out with very solid numbers for the last quarter, and probably it is the beginning of a big up move in that stock. So that's why I'm bringing that to you. And for that sector, I believe that the sector is running up a lot like a Ferrari at the moment, and one has to be careful in buying into mid and small cap companies in that sector. So probably you would have guessed the sector by now. Let other people join in. So in the next 1 or 2 minutes, I'll just give the introduction to the session, probably talk about the markets, and then go ahead talking about these two topics, and then answer your queries as well. So just to get things going, I hope you are enjoying the run up that is taking place in the mid and small caps. A lot of you wanted to be part of a run up in this segment, and only large caps were doing well. So what happens in a complete bull run that began in March of 2020, that once the large caps have exhausted their move, and the mid and small caps starts running up, and they go up for 6 8 months at least. So probably it started in November, may continue till March April or so. But once I believe that once the vaccine comes out, and people are having it in the domain, then probably there will be a correction, uh, absolutely similar to what happened in March when the shutdown or the lockdown happened, and the markets made a bottom. And during 45 days of complete, you can say, no work on the ground, the markets kept moving up. So probably a reverse of that would happen by March of next year. I think there is still 2 3 months of steam left for the small cap index. Maybe the large caps would take a break. So that's my opinion on the market. I cannot tell you levels because now it has gone to such a level, the market itself, Nifty, that it is, you can say, relevant talking about levels. Probably 13,000 is next, and then 13,300. But mid and small cap has 15 20% stream left in them. Don't know which sector, so would continue to benefit. Probably auto ancillary would do even better with the kind of numbers that Hero MotoCorp has come out with. Uh, Maybe to an extent, pharma and IT will take a backseat, and manufacturing will take take on the lead. So that's my opinion on the market. Now coming to the points that I wanted to make. So the stock that I want to talk to you about is from the logistics space, and it is the leader in this logistics and courier space, and that is Blue Dart. Now, Blue Dart came out with stupendous set of numbers a few weeks back, 2 3 weeks back, and ever since that happened, the stock has surged from around 28 2900. I think it was around 3000, and now it is at around 45 4700. I think the uh, move could continue. So any declines is a buying opportunity. A profit of 14 crores has turned into a profit of 42 crores. That's a threefold jump year on year on a sales of similar level. So the sales growth has been of 4 to 5%, but the profit growth has been tremendous. That tells you how operationally efficient the company is, and they have curtailed their expenses, which would remain curtailed for at least the next couple of quarters. Yes, oil prices has risen, and that may affect the expenses a bit, and they may rise. But I believe that the profitability would be extremely strong going forward. Now, Blue Dart, if you remember, let's go back to 2010 11, uh, started a move, and that culminated into something big by 2017 when it went to 7500 7800. So it was nearly a 7 8 bagger at that point of time. From 2010, it's a 10 12 bagger at 7800. from around 500, 600 rupees. This is the kind of, you can say, potential that stock has, that company has. Very high pedigree, very good quality management, high pedigree stock, and a company that continues to perform at its best in difficult times also. So it is a market leader no matter what kind of difficult times the sector has faced. And this is another run up that has just started or just begun after we have seen a decline for the last 3 years. So from 2017, November, December till now. So exactly 3 years have passed, 12 quarters have passed with very moderate to no growth, or you can say a degrowth. And now things are looking up, and I think this logistics space may pick up even more with the kind of online, you can say, buying that now retail or normal people are having across India. It was there a year back, year and a half back, but this is surging at the moment. So if that continues and courier services would be back in fashion, so logistics, courier, and let's buy the best. So why go for something else? Why not just buy the best and stay calm with it? Even if the returns are moderate to slightly better, but you will have the best in the business, and that's what I have always advocated, that buying the best in the business. And that's why I would suggest that if somebody is looking to play the logistics space, that believe that Indian economy is going to flourish going forward for the next 4 5 years, Blue Dart is the one to get into. Probably on major declines, wait for a decline in the market. It will happen probably this week, next week, 1 month, 2 months down the line. There will be a 5 to 8% decline in the whole market. Blue Dart will be down 10 15% from the current levels, and that would be the time to snatch it and just hold on to it. So that's my understanding. So this is one stock that I believe can do really well over the next 3 to 4 years with the kind of numbers that it is producing. I think next 2 3 years could be big for Blue Dart. A second thing I want to talk to you about is the banking space. So this is the sector I wanted to talk to you about. Large cap banks like Kotak Mahindra, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, even an SBI may continue to do well because there is funding coming in from a lot of HNIs, FIIs, etc., into these companies. So these stocks will continue to become expensive and even more expensive going forward, at least for the next 4 to 6 months. But I'm concerned about people who want to get into mid and small cap banks, who want to get into mid and small cap, you can say, uh, banks which are in nature of something like, so which are in the nature of having some sort of an NPA, and they are also struggling. So I believe that people who want to play the banking sector should play it from the large cap private sector banks and trade into it. They will make money. It's not that they will not make money. The thing is, if you get into, say, a smaller banks, then there are concerns with respect to the kind of, you can say, uh, numbers that would come in later on. So yes, probably next 2 quarters could be good, but suppose the stock goes up 15 20%, you buy a mid cap bank, say a mid cap public sector bank, the stock goes up 15 20%, you do not sell, and after that some result come out, and it will be a complete reversal, because you never know what kind of books those banks are having, or book value those banks are having. But considering large private sector banks like Kotak, Axis, or ICICI or HDFC, those are top quality banks, and any declines in them, you buy them, make 15 10 15% over a month and month or 2 months, and probably trade. And also, if the banking sector, the banking stocks may have made a top, suppose you buy at the top, even at that point of time, if you are invested into larger banks, even at that point of time, you would be bailed out over a period of time. Suppose you have bought into an HDFC Bank or a Kotak Mahindra Bank, and suppose the banking index has made a top, then probably 6 months down the line, you'll be down 10%, majorly 15%, but over a year, you will end up making at least 10 to 15%. These are the kind of numbers that these banks put up. So you will make 10 to 15% over a year minimum into it, even if you buy at the top, because we don't know what will be the top of the market, as we did not knew what was the bottom. So at 7,500, even I was talking of 6,000. Many people online who are more experienced than me were talking of 6,000, 6,500 on the Nifty. Uh, Analysts were talking of 6,000, 6,500 on the Nifty, and we had the bottom right in front of us at 7,500. So we might be having, you can say, targets of 13,500, 14,000 on the Nifty, but we might be facing just the top of the market right now. So if you want to play the banking index, because I believe that the fall will start from the sector that has risen the last. Always remember that whenever you, if you go back in time and look at the market rise and fall, you'll understand that fall always happens with the sector that has risen at the end, and the banking index was the last one to really rise, and probably the banking index will take the market down. So you look at a Reliance for the last 3 months have done nothing. So it was in August, it was trading at around 2000, 2030. Today it is trading at 2000. So and Reliance was the one which started this run with its move from 900 odd to these levels, and now it is taking a break. So this whole cycle will come around, and probably Reliance will take the lead in February, March, and banks will fall and the markets will fall, although Reliance will rise. So that's my understanding. So kindly be careful buying into mid and small caps, especially public sector banks. Thanks a lot, SAP Partner, for your contribution. If you have any query, kindly post that. Uh, so that's my opinion on the banking sector. That's my opinion on Blue Dart, one of the marquee brands in the courier and logistics space. Now I'm ready to answer your queries. Whatever queries you have, kindly post that. Kindly use the super chat feature and the super sticker, so that help me grow the channel. It will also help you ask me questions in a greater detail. Thanks for Kilpest. I made good money from it twice. So well, that's you're welcome, Sap. And I believe just to talk about Kilpest, I think any 10-15% decline in Kilpest from current levels is good buying opportunity. I'm invested into it, very bullish on it. So that's a disclaimer. But around 320, 330, good levels to again enter and probably hold for 3-4 years. The returns could be better there. Bharat Seeds, interesting company. Positive on it, and probably 2-3 years time horizon. You hold something like a Bharat Seeds or a Motherson Sumi would give you decent, very good returns. I think auto ancillary, as I mentioned 2-3 months back, and for once I was correct in a sector. I believe that the bottom has been made in the autos and auto ancillary, and I think next year and 2022 could be pretty good for the sector as a whole. All right. Larsen and Toubro has run up. Probably L&T, if you have bought it at lower levels at 850, 900, better to book profits rather than buying at these levels. That's my opinion. A very good company, Frontier Springs. I believe at current levels, probably a slight decline could be good to buy 5 to 10%. I think 3-4 years time frame, very good company to get into. Mahanagar Gas, I've always talked that it was below 800, was a steal at that point of time. Even now, it's at good levels. 1 or 2 year time frame, good 25-30% upside expected in the next 2 years. VIP has run up. Maybe wait for the market decline to get into a VIP. I think it will do well from FY22 onwards, but declines would be better served. Now, Laurus Labs and Solara Active and other kind of such companies in the pharma sector, my opinion in that is probably the first run up has already happened. There'll be consolidation over the next 6 months. So if somebody is buying, take it that it will take 3 to 4 years for make to 3 or 4 years for you to make big money. So if you have that time frame, yes, start accumulating, wait for decline, start accumulating and accumulate more on declines and hold 3 4 years. That's my opinion. Indian hotels, I think all the stocks, Lemon Tree, Indian Hotel, these are good companies to get into. Risky bets at the moment, and if you have 2 3 year time frame, yes, it can make you money. I think unlock phase when it completes. I mean, these stocks still have some way to go. Uh, Avoid foods at these prices. Probably declines would be better to be bought into. Nesco again, it is a play on, you can say, concerts. It is a play on organizing events. I think there is still time for that. I think March, April would be when begins. Again, you have 2 year time frame, 3 year time frame. Accumulation over 6 months is probably what I would suggest. All right. Very well done there. That if you're having Tanla at 9,500, probably these are good levels to book profits rather than probably keep holding it. You made something like 5x in it. 450 to 500. I think Tanla is extremely overstretched with the kind of numbers. I would have believed that 280, 300 is what I thought of at the current earnings that it should be, but it has run up to 450. So good for those who have held on to the stock and is making big money. Probably take some profits off at these prices. Okay, thanks a lot, Mahadevan. Say in Tanla, you wait for declines, probably at 20 to 30% decline. Let it come to some moving averages. Don't buy stocks which are vertically up. There is a logistic company that is going vertically up on circuits. I'm not talking about it, and the reason for that is something that goes up and afterwards you want to buy. You could be caught red faced and you could be in big trouble buying into such companies which are surging a lot. You could make money, but in most cases, you end up buying at the top. So that's my opinion. Hi Danish. Can Reliance fall to 1800? Yes, it can. It can. I think 1750, 1800 is what I'm looking at in Reliance in a month time, 2 months time. I'm at the moment bearish. And on a 2 3 year time frame, I believe that it's going to be big. So these are very good levels to accumulate. Any declines to 1800, buy big into Reliance. I'm pretty positive, big, very much positive and invested into the stock. So that's a disclaimer. I think it is an expensive stock, Happiest Minds. Any major decline in the market and then you get it at 15 20% lower would be a better opportunity. I've talked about Frontier Springs already. Reverse the tape and you'll know it. Financials, any mid or small cap financials, I'm very negative on it. Yes, the run up has happened. I believe that this run up that has taken place is better for those who want to exit and probably take positions into other sectors. This run up in the banking sector. Okay. Thanks a lot, Madhavan, for your contribution. DMART, I believe 2250, round about 2250 to 2230, very good levels to enter. Those are colliding with the moving averages. So buy around 2250. That would be a better thing to do. Wait for further decline in the stock. But I don't know where is Nifty headed. Maybe 13,300. But I do see that there is distribution in major stocks, and there is a chance that eventually, with the banking sector already surging, there is no other sector left that is left to surge and keep the Nifty up. So there could be a decline around the corner. That's my opinion. Maybe next month, maybe in January or so. Root Mobile, again, another expensive stock. I don't have a target. I believe that it can also decline, as can FL, about 15 to 20% from current levels. Right, Sercon and other railway stocks. I think in railways, Frontier Springs is good. I think in railways, IRCTC is good. Those two companies I really like. IRCTC around 1350, 1340, very good levels to accumulate. That's my opinion. Wait 2 3 years, it could give you decent, very decent return, 70 80% return in 2 to 3 years. That's my opinion. Uh, yeah. Thanks a lot, Madhavan. Gujarat, Themis, avoid. That's my opinion. Mid or small cap that have run up, most of them, it is better to book profits in the next 2 3 months rather than keeping them, because there will be a major decline midway. That is not to say that the rally would end, but there will be a decent gash in mid and small cap, which would hurt retail investors, and maybe they'll get out at the lows. And then another rally would happen that will surge even higher than what the current rally would do. So that's my opinion in mid and small cap stocks. All right. Interesting share, Manon Bearings. I like it. It's in the small cap domain, and it is a decent, you can say, auto ancillary stock. Declines can be bought into, but keep stop loss, strict stop losses. It is a small cap company. Don't know much about the management, so kindly have stop losses in place. Okay. I don't know at the moment anything about HIS Health at the moment. What rumors that you're talking about? Um, all right, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot for being on this in this live session. I would be online for a longer period in on Sunday and discuss about a lot of things. So see you on Sunday. Thank you. Thanks a lot.